Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Parking Solutions 101 series. The parking system is the first and last point of encounter of almost any establishment. My guest in this series is going to be Marwan Sadiq from Shait al-Bakhman, Middle East. And today we're going to discuss compliance with countries' regulation. So every country has its own set of rules and regulation, and surely a parking system has to meet these requirements. So what do we need to keep in mind, Marwan?
Yes, as you mentioned, Daniel, so there are a lot of regulations, either financially or something else, to which the parking system has to comply to. The worst case scenario is when you buy a solution and at the end of the day, you figure out that this parking solution cannot meet those local requirements. Some examples, for instance, could be as in some countries, you have two different VATs, like VAT value number one, VAT value number two. You need to ensure that when you do parking, you pay your parking fees, your receipt will have those two separate VAT values, and otherwise you simply won't be compliant. In some other countries, we talk about fiscal solutions. Fiscal solution is also a way to enforce tax recovering and for companies to avoid non-declaring, let's say, the right proper revenue and avoid, at the end of the day, paying the correct tax. So there is a fiscal regulations to enforce every receipt to be signed on the real time with a fiscal number to ensure that your payment transaction actually is recorded within the fiscal authority. Parking solution as well is not exempt from that, and it has to comply with these regulations. In some other country, the government is enforcing a way to follow up the revenue collected by government entities. So whenever there is a payment which is done by a government entity or government body, this payment has also to be recorded within the government, let's say, financial institution, so that at the end of the day, when this government entity who collected the money will deposit the money, they know exactly what to reconciliate when it comes to the bank to avoid any kind of frauds. And in one of the videos, we talk about the technology, and one of them was ticketless or free flow. One of the typical setups could be free flow at the entry and free flow at the exit. But when you do this kind of setup, you need to ensure that there is a way to enforce payment for those who didn't. Obviously, it might keep some time, let's say, to do this, but in case they miss, you have to have the capability to enforce these fines from a government as well. Sometimes it's not always possible and enabled or allowable by law, and this has to be checked initially. At the end of the day, you need to ensure that whatever solution you select, whatever technology you select, has to comply with every aspect of the local regulations.
Beautiful, Jen. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that insight. And as always, for you, our viewers, we need you to stay tuned and continue watching this series to know how to optimize your parking solutions and increase your knowledge about off-street parking well. Remember to share your questions in the comment line so we will address it in the coming videos. So bye for now.
Bye.